Yay! Thank you. Thank you. Now I have, we're going to do heart openers today, mostly focusing on opening up the heart, the chakra heart, the physiology heart, and that means you're doing back bends. But I have jasmine because jasmine is really good for heart opening. So, but if it's too much, just tell me and I'll turn it off. I got 3 diffusers going. So breathe in the jasmine if you want to open up. No, it's not a person. It's a scent. So everybody take a nice deep breath. Inhale, open your arms, open your fingers. This is the compassion mudra, big wide heart. Your arms represent your wings of your heart. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Bow the head down in reverence. The beautiful spark of the divine that's within every one of us. And when you open your eyes, give everybody some of your beautiful light as you nod and tell them namaste, 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 Zoomers. So we're going to find your collarbones and start breathing. And so you can press, you can tap, you can thump as you in through the nose, out through the mouth. In nose, out mouth. Waking up our energy. In nose, out mouth. Making room for it to flow. Come to your thymus gland, center of the chest. In nose, out mouth. In nose, out mouth. One more breath. In nose, out mouth. Halfway between the armpits and the waist, find those spleen meridians. Rub, press, tap, thump, or do it in the field. In nose, out the mouth. In nose, out mouth. In nose, out mouth. Then go underneath the eyes, a little lighter tap. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Deep breath in, out through the mouth. In nose, out the mouth. Dust off, shake it out. Come into the silence. Stand tall, heart open. Blink your eyes open, homolateral, tap, same hand to same side. You could lift the leg, dust it off again, and we're gonna cross over. Let your hands be able to come like eye level so you can see the hands crossing over. In nose, out mouth. You could also tap on the inner knees, the inner calves, the inner foot. You could go behind. In nose, out mouth. In nose, out mouth. One more, in and out. Take it out. Let your hands come to the bottom of your pelvis, bottom of your spine. Cross the fingers, close the eyes, and connect with your heart for what your heart desires are today or this season, closing the end of this year. What is it that you desire for yourself? Set that intention. Let's breathe it into our energy centers of the chakras. Breathe in. When the hands get to the mouth, flip the palms, send it up over the head, stretch. Exhale, send it out into the field. 2 more times. Breathe in, send it into those centers. Bring the hands up and go ahead and turn and twist either direction. Exhale, send it out. 1 more time. Breathe in. Let the hands come to the mouth, flip the palms, stretch those arms and fingers, turn, exhale. So we zipped it up. We're going to hook up just one hand on the belly, keep it put that finger right near the navel. The other hand can go at the forehead or at the base of the neck. You choose, and press in and lift up. 3 breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Hooking all your energies together. In nose, out mouth. In nose, out mouth. Last time, in nose, out mouth. Release your hand. We're going to do some standing dog and cat tilts. You breathe long through the nose and out through the mouth, short, long. So your dog and cat tilt might be very gentle, where the arms come forward. You could bend the knees. You could really open up the back of the body as you stretch the heart, stretch the fingers, head down, and then come to goddess or arms more open, out through the mouth, slow, then long. In through the nose, and then out through the mouth. In through the nose and out. Okay, I want you to just do this on your own. You can hold it. You could go fast, slow, just intuitively start opening up the front, the back of the body. In nose, out mouth. Short, long, out, in, and out. Keep going, in and out. In and out. And in and out. And in and out. One more. Drop your arms down when you're ready and come into your Tadasana. Move one hand up. Let's flex that wrist. Go into a side bend, bridging heaven and earth. One arm up, one arm down, side bend. Let that arm that's up just float back behind you. Back to the side bend. And you're going to make a circle, bent knees, and you turn the belly, make a circle, big stretch over to your right, down to the floor, over to the left, back again, circle, over. One more time in that direction. Imagine you're in a barrel or a bubble, both arms up. Bridging heaven and earth, other side. Right arm up, left arm down. Stretch, lengthening along the ribs. Lengthen into your legs. Stretch, one arm down. Flex those wrists. Can you be standing equally on your feet as you do this? Can you calm your breath so you start doing samvriti breathing? Take that arm and that wrist that's flexed and move it back behind you, any amount. Bring it back to the side bend and take 3 circles going that direction. Bend the knees, turn the belly, reach. You can do one arm or both. Big circle. And take both arms up to mountain pose. Hands to the heart, exhale. Deep breath, lift the arms up, breathe in. Exhale, hands to the heart. One more deep breath in. Hands to the heart, exhale. Cross the hands at the heart, and whatever hand at the center, just leave that hand there and take the other hand and just stroke in between that forefinger and the baby finger. Just tap with the other hand. Another thing that opens up the heart. You're tapping in between that fourth finger and the baby finger, about in the gully. Breathe in and out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. One more, in and out. Walk to the front of your mat, and we're going to do a standing back bend, and then a forward bend, and then a lunge. So lift the arms up into mountain pose as you breathe in towards the front of your mat, and then your back bend. Arms could be in goddess or just open up. Back to mountain pose as you breathe in, and fold forward like a half fold, like you're really leading from the heart, the chin, arms open wide, and come down towards those toes. Hands could be anywhere on the legs. The legs can bend generously in order to get the toes towards the toes. I want you to take your right leg back and lunge into that back leg so you feel a stretch in that upper thigh. Bring the leg right back to Uttanasana. Come up halfway, arms open, back to mountain pose. Breathe in. Back to your back bend. Exhale. What you want with the arms. They could be at the heart. They could be open, goddess. Spread the fingers. Back to mountain pose. Inhale. Forward fold. Hinge at the hips. An L shape as you come down. Let those hands come shins towards the ground. Bend generously as you need to. Left leg goes back and lunge. Back to Uttanasana. Let the hands go back behind you. Lift those palms up towards the ceiling. Spread the fingers. Bring the hands together and clasp the hands and move them away from your sacrum as you bow the head down. Relaxed neck. Legs can continue to bend generously. Let the hands come forward towards the toes. Bend the legs and come up through slow moving chair pose. Breathing in. Exhale, back bend. Breathing in, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Right leg goes back and place that knee down and come to Anjaneyasana. You could either have a really thick mat or you might want a blanket and scoop those arms up and come to your Anjaneyasana. Y'all made it warm in here. Everybody got your left leg forward? Bring your arms forward. Now turn your torso and your right arm towards the right for kneeling warrior. Move that knee more towards the left. Stretch the arms. Palms turn up. Let the right hand touch the waist or the buttocks or the calf and reverse your warrior. Go away from the bent leg. Do you want me to make it colder?
Really, what?
Bring that arm back over towards the foot. You're touching the ground. You're touching the ground. Now turn and stretch towards the left for a twist. Towards that left knee. Hand on the thigh, the waist, or up towards the side. Let that hand come down. Take that leg that's forward, and puppy pose is a great heart opener. You keep your pelvis up over your knees. Walk your hands as far forward as you can. Let the heart descend down, not child's pose. And then stretch the arms. And if it's too much for both, just bend them or bring one back. Stretch. Bring those shoulder blades in towards each other and towards the bottom of your spine. Can you melt your heart a little more towards the ground? Walk back to tabletop. Walk back towards your knees. If you're able to come into a squat, come into a squat, or maybe you need to lift your pelvis and be in a squat here. Always take care of your bodies. Be in your squat choice. Squat choice, that's good. A squat choice.
Has a ring to it.
It does come in very handy if you live in India. It comes in very handy if you like to camp, right? And it's such a great hip opener. Rise to standing. Mountain pose. Walk back to the front of the mat. Breathing in. Back bend. Exhale. I did turn it down, but you all have to breathe lightly. Back to mountain pose. Breathe in. And fold forward. Let your left leg go back this time. Do you need a blanket? Practicing self-care as you do your yoga. Come to Anjaneyasana. Arms float up. Everybody have your right leg forward. You're following instructions very well. Bring the arms forward. Turn your pelvis. Turn your torso. Palms face down. Big arm stretch. Yeah, there you go. Stretch the arms. And then move that knee so you feel that inner thigh more towards the baby toe. Breathe. Palms lift up. Peaceful kneeling warrior. Hand on the waist, the buttocks, calf, the heel. Stretch. Cartwheel back down. Our hand places near the big toe and twist towards the right any way you want. Hand on the knee, hand on the waist, up to the seat. Knees stacked over the ankle. Exhale, release that hand down. Bring that forward foot back. This time take child's pose with the knees wide, if that feels good. Toes towards each other. Bring the pelvis back as far as you want. And do what you want with the arms. Stack those fists, stretch them out, bring them to the side. Just breathe and relax. We're going to come to tabletop and thread the needle. Lift your body to tabletop. and lift the right arm up to the side or more towards the ceiling, lengthening the left side of the body if you're lifting the right arm, and then weave it through, palm up, and bring your head towards the ground. And do that 2 more times. Breathing in, stretch, exhale, weave it through. 1 more time, breathe in, lift up, weave it through, and then hold that stretch. And if you want to make it more comfortable, get your blanket for your head or a block. If you want to go deeper, you could take the hand that's forward and lift it up towards the ceiling. Or not. Make a high five if you want to, that'll go in the direction that your belly's facing. Stretch through the fingers, shoulders, up and back. Another good breath. And then exhale, come to the other side as we come back to tabletop. So thread the needle, other side. Breathe in and lift the other arm up. Follow it with your eyes if you like. Weave it through. Palm up. Do it again. Breathe in. Exhale, weave it through. Do it 1 more time. Breathe in. Exhale, weave it through, and then hold there. Take another really deep breath and then lift yourself back to tabletop. Take your right leg back when you're ready, so you stretch into your calf as the toes are forward. Walk your torso a little bit longer so you feel a stretch in your side body. Then you're going to turn, if you got the right leg back, you're going to be turning towards the left with your left hand on your waist. Move that left shoulder back. And keep opening the heart towards your left. Take the arm back behind you. And then make a half circle as it comes towards the ground, touching in front of your mat. And then back up and put the knuckle towards your right waist as you open up in your shoulder. Bring it forward again, up and forward, breathing, in and out. Arm comes up, take the knuckle and bring it towards the right waist. Move that shoulder back, turn the belly, lift the leg. 1 more time, bring that arm forward, touching towards the front of your mat or on the ground, and then back and hold that twist. Can you twist any more? And let that left hand come back down on the ground. Take the right foot and let it touch from big toe to baby toe. Let the left arm be under the shoulder and float that right arm up. Stretch the arm further to the right. Exhale, bring it back down on the ground. Take the right leg and lift it, and take the left arm into bird dog. Flex and point the wrist and the ankle. Engage your abdomens. Circle wrist and ankle one way. And reverse it. Tabletop. Have a child's pose for 3 breaths with the arms back behind you, holding the heels or towards the heels, and let the crown of the head anchor down, opening up the back of the heart. Release the arms. Find your tabletop again. This time your left leg goes back, toes are forward. Ignite the foot, the calf, the top of the thigh. Walk your torso a little bit forward so you feel a stretch in your side body. We're going to be turning towards the right. So put the right hand towards the waist and move that shoulder back and turning your belly towards the right. Don't forget to engage the back leg. Let the arm go back behind you maybe. Or up towards the ceiling. The hand come down. Plant that foot, baby toe to big toe. Lengthen into those leg muscles and float that left arm up. Stretch in your spine, lengthen from tail to crown. Space between the fingers, space between the toes. And then float that arm back, a little to the left. Let that arm come back down. Turn your body. Lift the left leg, lift the right arm. And flex and point, wrist and ankle. Flex and point. And circle, wrist and ankle. That's challenging. And the other direction. Your leg is extended. Put that foot down. And we're going to do that shoulder rotation. So lift the arm up and bring the knuckle towards the left waist if you can. And then it comes forward into a half circle way in front. And then up and back. Breathe. And then up and forward. And up and back. And then bring it back forward and come back to tabletop. Rock into your cat tilt. Breathe in. Dog tilt. Breathe out. Breathe in, cat tilt. Breathe out, dog tilt. One more. Breathe in. Cat tilt. Dog tilt. Come into a neutral spine and just wag your tail. We're going to do a few standing poses, and then we're going to be more restorative. Did everybody get a belt? Nope. A strap. Strap. Lift your bodies into downward facing dog. Bring your attention to your calves, to your hamstrings, to the strength of your arms, back of the body, front of the body, left side and right side. Exhale, come to plank if you want. You could always let a knee down, take the pressure off your wrist if you don't want to plank. Your pelvis tries not to be up in the air, but level like a board. Broad across those collarbones. Hold longer if you like. Otherwise, downward facing dog, and walk the feet and hands closer together. Take the body up halfway. Hands can come to the waist. When you feel like it's safe to come up, come up. You don't get dizzy. Hands to the heart. Lift the crown, ground into the feet. Find some equal breaths. Does everybody have a strap, or do we need to get straps? Everybody good? Get your strap and open it up. Make it nice and wide above your head. Can't you just feel your heart being opened? Can you bring it back behind you? So you got to go wider on the strap, maybe. Let those fingers touch it, and then let the head come down. Big heart opening back bend. Move the head in a horseshoe over to the right. Let the chin come down and to the left. Twice more. Breathing in. I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out. I'm breathing out. Present moment. One more. Horseshoe. Breathing in. And breathing out. Head comes back to center. Release the strap back behind you. Ah. Like you're using a towel back behind you. Just move it right in. You know what that's like, right?
I think it's called flossing.
Who did the flossing? Did anybody do the flossing? Well, the grandkids. I was wondering about the adults. Let's take a right foot forward, and bring the strap back behind you. So feel the difference between a bent leg and a straight leg. Bring your hips forward and your shoulders forward. So humble warrior, come forward, heart and chin. Maybe the head can go below the heart and lift the arms. Release the strap back down, lift your body. Take the foot that's behind you and come back to the front of your. Bring it up, stretch. Then you might walk back. Open up wider and move the strap to the right. And then move that one that's on the bottom more, so you take a twist. Right. Point that nose down. Come into a side bend. Back to mountain pose. Move the strap to the left. The one that's on the bottom, move more behind you and turn and twist your spine. And then come into a side bend if it feels good. Come out of a twist and the side bend. Arms are up. Bring the strap back behind you. And then get it where you're holding it back behind you again. Left foot forward this time for humble warrior. Get your feet just right that you can be balanced, and send your hip points to the front and shoulder point. Bend that forward leg and then lean forward, come forward, head down towards the pelvis and below the heart. If you can, raise up. Try bending that forward leg more, dropping the pelvis if you want to go a little deeper, and pull on the strap to keep it taut, and arms up as far as your shoulders will allow. Always honoring your bodies just where they are, with unconditional acceptance as often as possible. Exhale, release the arms, bring the back foot forward, and lift the body back to standing. I want you to take your strap and put the right foot in it. Now, it's okay to use the wall. It's okay to hold on to something because we're going to be doing a balance pose. So we're going to take that leg and lift it and bend it so that that knee goes out, and that leg can come near the front of the thigh or the inner thigh, and then you're going to take the opposite arm. So you're in a variation of tree pose. It opens the heart, it opens the hip. Firm on that standing leg, eyes eye level. Release the arm if you brought the arm out. Bring the leg forward. And then you take that leg and it's bent, but hold the strap in the same hand. Bend the leg back behind you. You've got the foot, and hold the strap around the ankle with both hands. Can be near the wall if you want. And you're going to bring that strap back with both hands, and maybe so that the strap can come up further and you can bend forward. So your forearms or your elbows could be at the wall, or you could just practice standing in the room as you come into dancer's pose. So just use that wall forward if you want. Use a wall. Here, Nancy, if that feels so congested where you are. Y'all are sweating, aren't you? Very good. If you can, and if you're at the wall, the more your head comes towards your pelvis, the more you're challenging the whole body. But maybe it's just the leg. This is what we say. This is practice, right? It's a practice. We're trying to practice balance. Let's come back to center after you feel like, I've tried that long enough. Oh, we only have two sides. Let's try the other side. So tree pose. You're going to lift the leg if you can. Hold it in the same hand. And then put it in front of the thigh or inside the calf. Straighten that leg and take that arm and hold the arm out. Steady and calm and poised. In the midst of storms, we all are. Steady, calm, and poised. When you fall, you just come right back to your pose. Very good. Let the arm down, let the leg come forward, and now you're going to have that strap on that leg, maybe in front of the ankle. In front of the ankle, and I'm going to take it back behind me. I'm going to demonstrate at the wall. This is a challenging and really an advanced pose for hips. So if you've got the leg in here and you bring your hands back, you could take it in one hand as you bring it close to you, but you have to have a long strap, right? The arms can come up and the elbows lift. The leg goes back, and maybe you could let those elbows or those forearms come to the wall and stretch that hip flexor. Keep lengthening your torso forward. You're tied up and bound.
Humility.
Holding the wrist, the hand to that leg also works instead of the strap if you wanted. When you feel like you've practiced enough and you've given it enough challenge, bring that leg back down. Very good, very good. You can put the straps down. We're going to do standing, I think it's called standing horse. We've done it before, but your legs are wide. Your legs are wide, and you drop that pelvis down. And we're going to take the shoulder towards the big toe and twist and turn the head too. Drop the pelvis down and open the knees. That opens the hips. Deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Change sides. You might need to lift up a little bit. So let the other shoulder go towards the big toe. Those legs are wide. So you're lengthening that side of the body. Drop your pelvis. Use the hands to let the knees go towards the baby toes. You're going to feel your hips and a twist and feel your breath. Let the toes come forward and let your hands come on the thighs, the shins, or towards the ground for wide-angled forward bend. We're going to be doing a restorative pose. Are you ready? So I want you to let your bodies come down or set up while you're still standing halfway. Take your bolster and put it on an incline with 1 or 2 blocks, depending on how high you want your bolster. You could take 2 blocks. One could be higher than the other, and then your bolster will be on an incline. You could use the blanket for your head, but I'm going to use this one for my hips. So take your blanket and, like it came out of the cupboard, and open it up so it's pretty wide, and then you're going to make a little Tootsie Roll with it. Just really loose. It doesn't have to be perfect. Come down onto the ground with the soles of the feet together. And then you're going to take your Tootsie Roll and you're going to put it on top of your ankles, and then it'll go under your legs, and it might offer just the right amount of support so you can be on your bolster and you're in this hip opener too. So maybe it's just the right amount to tuck under your thighs. So that blanket goes on top of your ankles and then underneath your calves. Let your arms be open. Be comfortable. If you don't like this pose, feel free to do something else. Okay, we need some, here's a longer
How come you got a long one?
because I just opened up my blanket more. Now open your, there you go. Do you need blocks for your knees, or is that good? Is everybody reasonably comfortable? Yes, ma'am. I love that respect. Boy. I'm probably not saying this right, but you all have heard about that Hawaiian Hoponono, right? Have you heard about it? Well, there's 4 mantras in it, and it's about taking responsibility for everything that affects your state of being. And it's the art of acceptance and forgiveness and cleaning of the energies that you attract into your life. So they're saying, this song right now saying, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. So the words please forgive me are said as a request to make amends with your higher self and the universe. Thank you is the opportunity to show gratitude to your higher self, as well as the universe, for allowing your negative thoughts and your actions and your emotions to be cleared. I love you can be emitted out to the universe, God, source energy, as a form of gratitude. So when you use the words in this way, you're saying, I love you for allowing me this earth experience. So the 4 mantras are, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Called Hoponono, Hawaiian prayer. Like 3 big breaths, the longest inhalation, inviting anything that you would like into your consciousness today. And a big letting go breath, releasing anything that's not serving you. 2 more times. When you're done with those 3 breaths, extend your legs out. You might have to pull them in first and remove that blanket. Let your legs lengthen out. As you flex and point those feet, no hurry, but take your time to roll off your bolster so you can come flat on your back. And you're going to hug one knee into your chest at a time. So let's hug our right knee in once you're settled down. The right knee comes into the chest. Your left leg is bent. Just lengthen it out even more. We're going to let that right leg, if that's the one you've got, move over to the left for a twist. Just let it touch. The foot can touch, the ball of the foot can touch. And you could turn the head opposite. Just let that right shoulder, if that arm is extended, really try to ground down. Come back to center. And we'll do the same thing on the other leg. Let the left leg come in towards your torso. The right leg bends or straightens out. Nice release in your back. Floppy foot. Release your back a little bit more. Bring that leg, the left if you've got, over to the right. Maybe the foot touches in front of that thigh. And let that left arm lengthen out. You could turn the head opposite of that leg. We have 5 minutes left for you to choose corpse pose, legs up the wall, on your bellies, anything that feels good to you. And I have some quotes on opening the heart that I'm going to read to you. If I find my glasses. Really? Oh, thank you. I bet your body feels ready for a rest because you did some good work. Carlos Santana said, "The most valuable possession you can own is an open heart. The most powerful weapon you can be is an instrument of peace." Helen Keller said, the best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. Robert Mueller says what the world needs most is openness, open hearts, open doors, open eyes, open minds, open ears, open souls. Pema Chodron says the most complete and true happiness comes in moments when you feel right there, completely present, with no ideas about good and bad, right and wrong. Just a sense of open heart and open mind. Maya Angelou says, "I've learned that whenever I decide something with an open heart, I usually make the right decision." Rumi says, "Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it." Jack Kornfield, "It is true that the heart has its seasons, just as a flower opens to the sunlight and closes to the night. We need to be respectful of those rhythms, but we can't close down for long. It is our true nature to have an open heart." Eckhart Tolle, "At the deepest level, an open heart is spacious presence in which the sense of separateness between yourself and the other dissolves, and there is the recognition of oneness, of shared consciousness. That recognition is love. Sensing the formless essence in another and recognizing it as one with your own essence. That's what love is. All this is an intrinsic part of the awakened consciousness and the revelation of the spiritual dimension of life." At the deepest level, an open heart is spacious presence in which the sense of separateness between yourself and the other dissolves, and there's the recognition of oneness, of shared consciousness. That recognition is love. Sensing the formless essence in another and recognizing it as one with your own essence, that's what love is. All this is an intrinsic part of the awakened consciousness and the revelation of the spiritual dimension of life. I'm going to end with Ralph Waldo Emerson. "Write it on your heart that every day is the best day in the year." Find your way to seated. Take your time. May you keep an undefended heart today. May you find gratitude, unconditional acceptance, forgiveness. Namaste.